Okay, you're up.
Okay, we're starting a live here, and just want to let you know what we've seen today and where we are and what's going on. So there's a winter storm warning has been issued for a large part of Oklahoma. Right now we are on Highway 74, a couple miles south of the town of Crescent in Logan County. And so the snow, as you can see right now, it's falling heavily. We've been out since about 4:45 this morning, and the heaviest snow totals we've seen about 4 inches, maybe 4.5 inches in Edmond, and then just a second ago we stopped at Cedar Valley and measured 7 inches there. That's a lot of snow, 7 inches of snow. So what we're expecting from here on out is there's another heavy snow band. Look like it's going to come through here in the next hour or so, and then after that it should start winding down, and we're expecting it to end sometime in the early afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock. But right now this has been a pretty big snowfall event for Oklahoma. The temperatures have hovered right around freezing, right around 32 degrees. And so there's not as much snow has stuck as what you would have thought. You see the roads are slushy right now, and that's because when the sun came up, just enough warmth from the sun's rays, to kind of melt the roads. And also the snow plows have been doing a great job. But earlier this morning, when it was still dark, all these roads were covered with snow, and it was very slick. And we've seen quite a few wrecks. I'm going to turn in a neighborhood here in Crescent, and we're going to stop and get out and measure the snow just to see what kind of snow they have here. So we're taking measurements, in different places just to see what we've got. Some of the models were predicting as much as 8 to 10 inches of snow. I don't know if we're going to see that. It might come close to 8, possibly. Of course, we already have 7 right now. But anyway, I want to find a pretty good spot here in a little bit and stop and take the yardstick out and do some measuring. We haven't seen as many wrecks in the last hour and a half or 2 hours because of the melting that's taking place on the roads, which that's great. That's fantastic. This looks like a good yard. Maybe. Early this morning, the roads were pretty bad. So, David, 7 inches at Cedar Valley. Okay. Well, we're in Crescent right now. I'm going to find a good place to stop and make a measurement. Now, one good thing about today, David, is that we don't have to worry about drifting because there's really no drifting at all. That's almost 7 inches. Let me put it 6 right there, 6.5 or so. So yeah, I mean, it kind of varies. You're probably wondering what in the world we're doing in their front yard right now.
Poking a stick in the ground, yeah.
If you're watching on live, That's 7. Look at that. Put the camera on that. Okay. And it was probably more before it started melting. All right. Well, I'll tell him in a minute. He's doing something. So anyway, we took the yardstick out, and we had, different places. We had 6 inches in several places, and we had 7 inches in a few places. So, I guess you could say there was between 6 and 7 inches in the ground here. So what I'm going to do is keep going. And we found through experience that the snow depth can vary over the course of a mile or so because it just seems like heavy snow bands will set up, and it might be heavier a mile down the road, it might be heavier 2 miles down the road, and just the way it goes. You get these heavy snow bands that set up, and one place gets dumped on, and a mile down the road they didn't get it so bad. So we might just go over here and check on the north side of town. We're pretty much on the south side of town right now, but so looking at some of the vehicles, there's a lot of snow that's falling. And I mentioned a while ago that temperature has been hovering around 32 degrees. So had the temperature been 5 degrees colder, there would probably be more like 9 inches of snow right now, because some of it has melted and settled, I guess. So it's a heavy, wet snow, and that's why the roads are, terribly bad and frozen up. So once again, this is the town of Crescent. Snow continues to come down heavy. We're kind of on the back edge of that heavier snow band. Kind of on the back edge of it, I guess you could say. There is some enhancement in the reflectivity off to our southwest, and it looks like that this is going to last a while, maybe 2 more hours or so. We'll see. We've seen wrecks. We saw an overturned semi. We saw another semi that had slid off of I-40. We've seen a lot of cars slid into the center median, slid off on either median on either side, even one that hit a wall. So there's been quite a few wrecks with this. Not near as many wrecks as there would have been had this been on a weekday, with rush hour traffic in Oklahoma City. So that's good news on that regard. But now that the sun is out, and even though it's cloudy, we're still getting solar radiation coming down and warming up the roads a little bit and causing, the melting and the slush. So anyway, we're on the north side of Crescent. I want to pull off here, this church parking lot. I want to run out there and see if there's anything any different. So, you know, it does vary a little bit from place to place. Okay, so look at the radar now, trying to figure out where we need to be. You know, we could go east towards Guthrie. It's really coming down in Guthrie and along I-35. Alright, so anyway, we just wanted to give everybody an update, live update on what's happening. I think Oklahoma City's possible might set a daily snowfall record for this state. I don't know how much they're going to end up with, but maybe 3 or 4 or 5 inches, which I think that would be a record on this date. So anyway, we're going to watch it. Thanks for watching.